go on executive session.
Okay, let's make a time and let him know, because I told him I'd call him if we needed.
Well, I think maybe, you know, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the water and sewer fund next, and then look at the general fund. There's a possibility that by noon time, we're going to be through with most of what we can do. And so maybe if we could come back at 1 o'clock and have him on that call, and let's go into executive session. Because our water and sewer fund is impacting us big time.
Okay, I tried to call him on break. You may want to text him and see if you can get him, Dominique.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten us our audit report yet. They've been COVID that pushed them back. They were supposed to have it done and to us last week. So I didn't put them on the schedule for this budget session yet.
Who are you talking about?
David Griffith?
No.
Oh, David Bridgers?
Not Dave.
Danny
Not Dave.
Griffith.
Not Danny Griffith.
Danny
Danny Griffith. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about that lawsuit, because I don't know how much more we can stand.
All right. So we're back on live, guys.
Okay.
Hey,
I was able to get a hold of
Dominique, in case you wasn't listening to me, CPI is 0.6%. So that if any of these people come back with contract adjustments, it shouldn't be much.
Them, I'd say we're just not going to accept any.
I agree.
You're talking about Waste Pro now, aren't you?
Yes, yeah.
Zero.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to write them. Also, before we get started, Gary, I talked to Will Hooker just now, and they've only met one day. They hadn't looked at their animal shelter yet.
Okay.
Does someone want to make a motion or say what we want to ask from this year?
I would suggest if Dominique
Go for 100.
Yeah, let's go for the 100 based on the number of animals and the health of the animals that are coming in, what it's costing us, and based on our budget. I'd ask for 100,000. And here's the thing: either they do it or we go to city only, and they'll have to build their own animal shelter. And that's my suggestion. I mean, I hate to sound like it's a threat, but it's a real option.
No, this is a reality. We're losing $170,000 a year.
Okay, we're going to get our request in with them, and y'all are saying 100.
Yeah.
Go for 100.
We will tell them the percentages that are our county, and go from there and see what happens.
And the health of the county animals. That's the main.
But they have not done this part of their budget yet, so we'll get it.
Okay.
Have we received their $50,000 this year, Mayor or Dominique?
Yes, we've received it this year, and I already sent them a request letter for the 50 this year, just to make sure we got something.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I usually send that in the spring or like a month or so ago. So you'll just have to tell, or I can just redo the letter, Mayor.
We're gonna redo it and send it, get it to Will this afternoon or later, or quick as we can. You and I'll do that, Dominic.
Okay.
Hey, look, while we're at it.
Are we back live?
Yes.
We are live? Okay.
Yeah. While we're at it, you know, does Delta State get any money from IHL for fire protection?
We went down that road before too.
I know we did, but Billy, I think it's time to address it again.
That's a good question.
I know IHL gives all of these schools money for fire protection, and the last time we looked at it,
some of the schools,
Oxford and Starkville, were getting like $500,000 a year.
They have their own fire departments. It's my understanding.
Well,
but yes, we can do that again. We what we got going here is same song, 10th verse.
yeah.
IHL ought to be coming up with at least 100,000 for us.
Okay.
I mean,
Hey, Dominic, back to sanitation, you put 0.06%, it's 0.6%.
0.6.
Oh, okay.
There you go. That's correct.
Do you want me to go ahead and factor? No, we're not gonna factor it in.
No,
No, because we're gonna say.
No. I mean, I'm just saying that's for discussion purposes.
zero.
There's no way they should be giving us an increase. All right, let's go. What do we have left? Water and sewer, public improvement bond?
We've got, let's do one real quick. The general obligation utility fund, and then after that, it's public improvement bond fund, sewer utility in general.
Okay.
General obligation.
That is a general obligation utility bond.
Okay.
What that is, if I'm wrong, correct me, Dominic, that's money that we're borrowing to redo our water system.
Correct. So we've already got that money. We've got, it's not on here, but we've got $2 million.
Yeah, I didn't see that in there. That was confusing.
No, that should be in there. Move that over. I'm gonna double check. Gerald, you'll double check on that. Why it's not? I'm not seeing that full $2 million in that fund. It must be posted somewhere else. But
There it is at 387, isn't it?
the $2 million in the general obligation utility bond fund. Hold on.
Just in case I misunderstood, was somebody going to try to contact Danny Griffin?
Dominic or Michelle, would y'all text him? I called him on break and went to voicemail. So
All right, Michelle, if this texting. All right, so this is the schedule for the general obligation utility bond fund. We got $2 million, and this is the bond schedule. So our first payment won't be until next July, which is $204,000. Right.
That's right. Yeah, but your 2 million is not extending over to the right.
Yeah, because it's this year. We already got it.
Oh, we already got the money.
Yeah.
All right. So is it in our money at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it wasn't on the schedule originally, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes more sense now. I mean, there's nothing else we can do here. We got the money to redo the water system, and we start our obligation to the retiring the bonds next year.
So to retire the bonds, we'll have to transfer this amount of money from the sewer fund from our water revenues.
Right. Correct.
All right. So, and that'll leave us there right now. But I think engineering is going to eat up most of this little excess we have.
Okay. Oh, that one's good.
So what do you want to do next?
Let's go to look at the public improvement bond fund. I just want to kind of go through it. That was the one that probably confused me more than anything. Okay, so even though we've got an ending cash balance, that doesn't mean we've got that kind of money left over, does it? Or is that money from old bond funds that we have access to?
This is, let me double check this.
If you would go to your schedule where you have your PBIF bonds collectively.
So we'll start maybe with the older ones first.
Yeah, yes.
So 2018, we actually were over a little bit, 37,000. So that's coming out of the excess money.
Okay, all right.
This is, this bond is done. Okay.
Great. That's good.
That's how it is.
All right.
2019, we still have a little bit of money from the downtown striping project, 15,000 left. And then we had city hall maintenance, but we initially budgeted 25,000, but you guys see these overruns here, where these bids came in more, or, you know, we spent more money. We actually credited or debited these overruns from this 25,000. So there's 12,000 left there. It's just kind of like a slush fund, if you will. Does that make sense?
Yeah, are we through with those projects though?
AMG Moore, we're hoping to be done with that before the end of this fiscal year. This is for the dirt work. AMG Moore, that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then downtown striping, that's really up to you guys as far as if you want to do more striping work downtown. And
Well, what my goal right here would be this, is to go through these old bond funds to see if we've got excess money where a project has been completed and reconstitute that money to help us where we can't issue new bonds this year.
Let me add something here, Gary. Michelle and I texting back and forth right now. The 25,000 on the maintenance was for the painting of City Hall and some rotten windows and different things, and hopefully some inside, but we can bypass the inside. We probably want to keep, I'm not sure what kind of prices we have yet. She's getting some more. The 12.7 in there for the City Hall maintenance.
But I guess my question is, we do have $45,846 to work with. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. No, I'm with you, Billy. I mean,
Okay. With the hotel downtown and all, I really want the face of the city.
Well, we need to fix the rotten windows.
yeah.
Rotten windows, another paint job, and the inside we'll live with like we
Okay.
are.
Well, I mean, if we got this money to do it, why don't we fix the thing up? I mean, this is where people come to.
Michelle, are you on the phone?
No, okay, so right now, we currently have a quote for, it's around 33,000 for painting and replacing all the rotten wood on City Hall. I have that quote, but then I have two other quotes that are just much lower than that. And that's what I was telling you, Mayor, about they're not apples to apples. They're like
Okay.
around 12,000.
Right.
And so one is from a contractor. The 33,000 is from a contractor. The other two are from painters. And so I'm not sure if the two quotes from painters, if they're actually identifying what all is actually rotten wood. So I
bet
want to
they're
get
not.
another quote from maybe a more reputable contractor that I feel like is a true apple to apple quote, comparable
Okay.
quote. Then I also have a quote for replacing the windows. So we have the money in the budget this year to do the painting. The windows would have to be next fiscal year. Replacing the windows, that quote is around $60,000, but that is going back with aluminum clad windows. And I was asked if, because we're in the historical district, if they said if we could do vinyl clad, it would be less expensive, but they didn't know if we could or not.
I thought they could do vinyl clad now that look just like wood.
I don't know.
I think we would have to actually get permission from
We'd have to get-
Archives and History, like the PD, since we're a
Yeah.
historical building.
Well, Mayor, I'd make a motion that we reconstitute all of that excess money in that bond fund to fixing up City Hall.
Okay, and we'll bring to y'all whatever we get. with prices.
Just get some firm estimates.
Okay,
Take the full 45 and
I mean, what-
allocate it towards that.
I mean, whatever it takes to make it look
Uh-huh.
good. I agree with Billy. Our downtown needs to look good.
We have windows that are leaking, and there's some rotten wood underneath one of the windows up front, which has been repaired. So we've had issues with a couple of the windows already. So that is one reason why we were looking at replacing all the windows.
okay.
But let me make sure I understand, Gary, the Amzie Moore, that 12,000 is not, it's being done right now, so we can't take that money, correct?
Yeah, we can't take the 15,000.
No,
We can take these two. And this
Oh,
one.
I thought you said all of these were complete.
Oh,
No,
no.
Amzie Moore is going on now.
No, I apologize. My bad.
So
Why
it's
don't we
30
just make a note when, I made a note when we go to bond that we may have to add a little bit of.
Right, that's a good thought.
Bond
And
issue for repair.
we'll get these right figures, Michelle, and come back.
Okay. I do have firm quotes. I have a firm quote that I've given you. I just need a comparable quote.
That's a good way to do it.
I think we have to put wooden windows back. I thought because it's a
I think
historical
we're gonna have
building.
to check with the heritage on that.
Yeah, 'cause that's
As
why
to
we've been
whether or not
going-
we can do vinyl clad.
Right.
but that's why we've been going through it about the PD. I mean, it's
Yeah.
exactly
Right.
like the windows, so we have to just be careful. Maybe
Yeah.
we can get a grant too. We got a grant for the
But,
PD.
you know, the thing is, the part of the building that's the worst is the new addition, and I don't know if it's considered historical because it ain't that old.
Well, we just,
The main part now is not that old. I don't know if it's considered historical or not.
Hey, well, Paul, another thing too, you know, we're getting close for the fire department moving into their new building. So what's going to happen to the facility, you know, that they've been using up to this point?
You know, we always talked about expanding that boardroom back, going through there.
So there was that thought, you know, they said we'd have to raise up the floor because there's a difference in the height of the floors between the fire department part and the boardroom.
Yeah,
One thought was maybe keep those offices over there and maybe they become y'all's offices if you wanted to have meetings about city business, citizens.
we don't need enough.
No.
My thought was the raised, because it's raised, it's the perfect place to move the board back that
it
way.
have more seats.
And then have more room out front, and then we're raised up a little bit that you can see better.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
potentially lose those offices, is that what y'all want to do? Essentially just go all the way back to the wall? if you will?
exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
So we had talked about that last budget year and we were thinking about maybe doing something where we start kind of setting aside money this budget year to go towards city hall renovations in the future.
All
And
right,
you know, it
so,
may not have to go all the way to that wall. It may be something we look.
Right.
That's what we need somebody to kind of give us. We'd have to get not an architect, somebody help us draw some plans, look at, you know, y'all may need some more storage that could go behind that. The board doesn't go all the way across there. That we may need some storage room and stuff back there.
And there's a huge, you know, their weight room is back there too. And so you
Yeah.
got all that space that's kind of on the other side of my office.
right,
Yeah.
Back there.
Right.
So it's a
That's
lot of multi-purpose space for sure. And
Don't
we've got
forget-
all of upstairs too.
Don't
Yeah.
forget to keep a place to meet for executive sessions.
As far as being able to leave, like the board leave the room, is that what you're saying?
Right.
That's a possibility too.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah, it
I'm already-
is.
That way we don't have to run, move everybody out. We can go back there. All right.
Okay.
All right, Gary.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, Gary.
no, I mean, we just need to kind of leave this fund alone right now until we get some firm quotes.
Okay, okay, that's 2018. What about 19?
So this is 19. 18, where it's done. We don't have any money on
We
that.
cleared there, okay.
This is 2020. we haven't completed anything really yet here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
I just want to make sure that the money that we have on here matches up the money that we got in that PBIF bond fund.
okay. All right.
Yeah, like,
Let me so y'all taking note of that number? It should be this 5,043,846 should match this department right here. So this number is connected to that spreadsheet.
okay, this is my question. Go back to that spreadsheet.
Okay.
All right, that 1,169,000 at the bottom. Does that represent unfunded projects?
Where are you talking? 1 million.
Right here, right at your ending cash balance. You know, when we,
Right here?
no, the bottom right-hand corner.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, if you've committed to all your projects and you used all your bond money, does that mean we have 1,629,000 left over? Or is that money committed? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where's that noise coming from? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I want to get to the bottom of is, you know, every year when we issue a new bond for public improvement, we put it in this fund. And if you go back to your bond schedules, then projects that we have not completely funded, my question is, do they use up that whole 1.6 million?
looking at what she had up there a minute ago, Gary, I think a lot of it is in projects that have, the majority of that 1.6 looks like it's in projects of this year that have not been finished.
I agree, Paul.
Majority of it is.
Yeah, but I just, you know, Dominic and I reworked that schedule about 3 years ago to match up our cash with our bonds. And I'm trying to see if we're still there.
Hold on real quick. Because I don't think I didn't add these in there. Because it shouldn't be that much left over. It should only be about 200,000 or so left over.
That's my whole question right there.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah. Can we come back and look at this one after lunch? Because I need to.
That's fine. Yeah, give me, yeah.
We got plenty of time to go back and see what we got.
That amount's not right.
Yeah, I think if you go to your bond schedules that you were at earlier, and then you look at all of the money we've got left to spend there in each one of them, that money should come up to less than 1.6 million.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's the point I want to get to the bottom of.
Yeah, when we did it, so in y'all's books, what does your number say at the bottom?
What does our number say?
Yes.
924.
924.
Yeah. We have 924,000 on our books.
Let me look back at this one because I know I have moved some stuff around, like Fiducia, for
The
example.
biggest difference on our books and your spreadsheet is the deficiency for projected 21, which we've got 2.6 and you've got 1.9.
Okay.
Keep trying to point at the screen like you can look at it.
Yeah. All right, we'll come back to this one because I need to make sure I'm not double counting some stuff in here. Especially when I start reallocating from old bonds to new bonds. So I just need to look at that. So do y'all want to go sewer utility?
Yeah.
Or general?
Oh yeah, we can do general fund. We can start general fund, and then I would rather do sewer utility when we get Danny on the phone, because we might want to do sewer utility in executive session because it it opens a lot of other conversations.
Sure.
I've
Okay.
texted Danny, but I haven't heard back.
Thank
Sure, you may need to call the office. Make sure.
Okay.
You want me to call the office?
Yeah, call the office, please.
Okay.
All right, I had some questions here. Let's see if I can find them. All right, first question I had is why are our franchise fees going to be down this year?
You know, I pushed it down because it looks like, I mean, we've yet to hit 400,000 in a few years. But I mean, we could definitely push it back up. We're projected to get 370.
No, I mean, I don't know if the 400 was right or the 370, you know, we don't have a lot of control over those franchise fees.
So are the franchise fees based on the number of people who utilize those services that we get a franchise fee for, I guess?
Well, it differs for each. I don't know, it's probably a different formula for each utility. I just didn't know if, you know, somebody told you we were getting a decrease, or you just basing it on the fact that we didn't give it 370,000.
Yeah, I'm just basing it on the projection.
Yeah.
And last year we actually did, I'm looking at September 2019, we collected 401,000.
That's probably how we came up with the 400 last year. That's my question.
I'll bump it back up.
And then the next item is general sales tax, and you're probably okay there. Mosquito control. Why is mosquito control fees down?
Maybe because mosquitoes down this year. I don't know.
I mean, it's
No,
still
they
pretty
weren't.
high.
I guarantee you, if we charge per mosquito, it'd be $2 million.
Yeah.
I mean, based on our average number of that 3,699, that's based on the average garbage users. And I just did that times $7 times 12. That gets you to 308. I don't know.
All right, hang on just a minute. Hey, Gary,
Yes.
what time do you want Danny this
Why
afternoon?
don't, we're going to reconvene at 1 o'clock. Why don't you tell him like 1:15?
Okay, all right, thanks.
So again, I just based that on projections. I don't know why they're down, but I need to look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I just looking at the numbers, that's what I couldn't understand. All right, the only other question I had is the SRF and the all of that stuff. That is the money that actually comes out of our sales tax revenue.
Correct.
Okay. And so when you got your sales tax revenue up at the top at 3,650,000, that is net after SRF.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, good. All right, come on down. We can start looking at departments now. Okay, never mind. I know what the life insurance is. That's going back to that health fund.
Yes.
You got it.
Right here.
I got it. Workers' comp.
Yeah.
Workers' comp. What the heck's going on?
So, you know, we always budget for 150, but let me look at a few years. I mean, we always end up coming in over that. That's based on workers' comp does like a calculation.
It's based on salary amounts.
Yeah, it's based on your estimated income or estimated
But
road, something.
it's based on salaries by category.
Right.
So I didn't know if have they told you we're getting an increase, or you just basing it on what's happening now?
Just basing it on what's happening now, like in 2019, we spent 141,000 for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And last year went up to 168, or this year went up to 168. So I just put it there so just in case
Right.
it goes up a little bit more.
All right. The next item, and look, if anybody else has got anything, jump in. I've already been through all of these, so I'm kind of made myself some notes where I had questions. The next item is computer program maintenance.
Yeah.
And I think you talked to me a little bit about some of your ideas there, Dominique. Don't you have a list of what makes that up?
Yes, I can pull it up.
Yeah.
We have so many different softwares, and as y'all can imagine, so it's just all the different kind of annual maintenance fees. Let me pull it up. Contracted services is another big one for us. But for 608, tax filing, CSA is our fund accounting software and payroll. 7500, this is for our timekeeping software, when people clock in and out, all of that. Key Solutions, we back up off site, so we have to pay for that, and antivirus. We're going to go to we want to at least go to a new licensing software for our business licensing, where people can actually apply for their privilege license online, pay online, do all of that. So that'd be something new. Obviously, Zoom this year has been a big component of our board meetings and all of that. Seamless Docs, something we use where people can fill out forms online. That's how we've really been able to kind of, I think, just keep the city going with having so many forms of processes online. So that's what makes us at 40,000.
Okay. All right. I mean, it wasn't that big an increase in the entire department. I was just went through those that kind of hit me. All right, unless somebody's got any questions, we're going to the next department. All right. Why did they really think our street lighting is going to cost us $75,000 more?
That's my question.
I just put that number in there. I don't know what it's going to cost, but
I would think being all LED, we ought to be better off.
Yeah. And plus the fact, I mean, I can't see our street lighting costs going up 30%.
What do you think?
I'd like to take. But
maybe make it 25, or keep it the same.
I'd you know, you're looking at 230 for this year. Why don't you just go 235 in 21? I just don't see us going up that.
Me either, Paul.
I'd say put, projected at 235 or 240. Take that 75 out. Take 50 or 60 off of it, whichever way you want to do it.
Look, and if election's going to cost 25,000, why don't we just skip them?
That'd be lovely for me. I'm with it.
Hey, that's a good one. Yeah, we need to say.
That's a good idea. There.
Just tell them we can't afford it this year.
Yeah, that's great.
On the BFAC notification system, is that the time that you get the text alerts?
Yeah, we have it for one more year. We paid our last year on it last month.
Okay.
So in our new website, we have that capability. So,
Okay.
yeah, so people just have to sign up for it through our new website. Which have y'all seen our new website? Ricky? So we're in year 2 of our new website, and it's the annual maintenance on it.
You know, I know that's a lot of money, but
Well,
when we get back to normal, that's how people find you now.
Yeah.
We've got to have an attractive website.
Let me show you guys our website real quick. This is our new website.
Wow.
So, it's been amazing, honestly. People that's been paying online, they can come look at our agendas. This is where we put different things. So we're really proud of it.
Very nice.
All right.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
The Literacy Council, that stayed the same. She's requesting
Yeah.
level funding for that.
Yeah.
And all this other stuff has been age-old stuff.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only difference here is the biggest thing is the city election and those street lights. All right, moving right along.
Municipal court.
You know, the only thing I saw here was the LED lighting. I know a lot of departments have that in there as a request. My only question there was this. I did my office 2 years ago, and I got a pretty substantial rebate from Energy when I did it that almost covered like 60% of my cost. Is that program no longer available?
We're still getting the energy rebates. It's not as much as 60%, but you see that 2,300 there? I mean, that's part of that rebate program.
Where's 23? I don't understand.
Oh, sorry. I don't think I shared the screen. Hold on.
I think that program is up, Gary. We did our store too as well on the tail end of it. Robinson Electric knows about it.
That's all they're giving now is 2,300.
It depends on the size of the project. So,
But I mean, why wouldn't they look at the city as an entire project?
I think so. They're looking at least how they've been doing it the past few years is that they look at each location as a separate project.
Hmm.
And so if you remember last year, the park, it was like a $7,000 rebate on the gym lighting project. And then City Hall, we had it just depends on the size or the value of the project. So, and I think we did the library last year and we did PD. No. We've done a lot of buildings. We've probably done about 4 or 5 at this point.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna have to look at every one of them because I know when you get to the bottom of this thing, it's not pretty.
Yeah. Do you guys want to keep it in there?
Well, I mean, just leave it in there for the moment.
Okay. I think we have bonded this in the past. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Police department was okay. The only thing I saw there was the LED projects, the cameras, and the new vehicles. We can't bond those vehicles, can we?
no,
Oh, they're not big enough.
So, but now the last few times what we've done is we've leased some.
Yeah, that's our current lease payment right now for.
That's what it is, Lee.
Yeah.
That we leased, what, 2 years ago? Paying $25,000 a year for those.
Yeah, so I mean, if you take out the vehicles,
I say remove the vehicles right now.
I never thought I'd hear that.
I didn't say it right now.
yeah, that.
We'll have to.
the 25,216, that's lease payments for the ones we got right now.
Oh, shoot, let me put that, yeah, let me put that back in.
All you can take out is the 120.
Yeah, and see, if you take out the LED project, you're back to where we were. You know, unless y'all got a problem, why don't we, I mean, I'd be for taking out all these LED projects this year. This is just not a year to be doing it.
Well,
Amen.
the other thing, Gary, there's one thing to consider. LED projects, I think, can be bonded.
Well, and that's fine too.
But I mean, it's just something we can look at later on, and we can take them out right now.
Well, you know, they keep saying that the savings on it pays for them.
Well, I know I did it in my house, and it was 10 years ago, and I ain't changed the light bulb.
Well, same thing has happened in my office. And my electric bill didn't go down, but they said the rates went up, so I guess I'm okay.
Well, yeah. It's always something.
Well, that's what they did. They
Well, we have too many bills on the head. Like,
lowered the usage and raised the rate.
You want to talk about the street cameras?
Yeah, street cameras. Can we move those to crime prevention?
Hmm.
Anybody got a problem with that?
Do that.
no, that's fine.
But all right, we've already got some money, right? That we've already put in there last.
Not really.
I thought
We did budget some money last year. I think it was at 25,000.
Yeah, but it's in cash. It's in cash.
Yeah, you used
yeah,
those.
it's in cash.
So yeah, so theoretically, when you get to that negative cash balance, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Dominique, would that be special? Would that be shot with a cop department, or would that be special department?
I'm gonna move it to a different department. Yeah, I'm just gonna move it there real quick. But yes, you're right. You can remember to go back in there.
All right, so we got that. We got that budget back in order.
Fire department.
Fire department. I don't remember anything specific in it. Oh yeah, the fire truck. That was the big thing.
Well, the 200,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 28,000 on their LED lighting.
Yeah. That's better.
You got to do it with fire.
What does that put us? Objective 435, objective 448. I think it looks fine.
Community development, the only thing on that is I take out that vehicle. They don't need another vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta use the ones we got.
Really, I agree, Robert.
Mhm.
I mean, our nuisance schedule last month was 5 items. I don't know what they're doing.
They do the demolition too.
I would like to see us, and it's something we can just make a note of, but and I don't like to say, we don't have anything on the list anymore, so I don't know that a whole lot's gonna make a difference, but putting another 25,000 in these cleanups so that we can get this stuff torn
Yeah,
down.
what do we have on demolition? What number's that?
That's 50,000, contract, it's 507, Billy, excuse me.
Okay. You know, at one time we were 75,000 on that, if you remember.
I know, and it's, but you know, when we do that, then you actually go down and gotta put landfill, well, hell.
Yeah.
Billy, on that demolition, that's the part I want to know if there are any possibility that something could be added to that, because there are several streets, like on mine, it's about 4 houses need demolition there. So I was just wondering, is there a possibility some more money could be added in that department?
Ted, I think that's a really good point. I think everybody would agree that we need to do a better job, that we just don't have enough money to
Oh, okay then.
get going. What do y'all think, Gary, Paul, Danny?
I wish the number was 100,000.
I do too. I'm more, but
I mean, but we got to do, community development's got to get up and start doing something. I'm not real pleased with community development.
well, but we spent the money this year already.
Right, we don't have a whole lot. That's why I'm asking to put 25 more. Let's get it back up there to where we can.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Put more
Well,
money.
I mean, the biggest problem I got is this. What's the total budget in this department? So you got a $600,000 budget, and we're doing less work right now than we've ever done since I've been on this board.
Right.
So why do we need so many people if we're not doing anything?
Especially when it comes to identifying these projects, that's most important. I mean, you know, you go in everybody's ward, they're easily identified.
Yeah, I think this is something the board may want to address.
I think we need to address this whole department because
I agree. I'm turning in my tax properties that I see in my ward, and I'm sure y'all do the same thing. I mean, they are terrible.
Yeah.
Mayor, you know, probably the worst one we have is in my ward. If we win this case next year, we're sitting over there looking at those Shamrock apartments.
yeah,
That's gonna be a monster.
That would take the whole amount right there.
that needs a bomb.
I won't prolong, but you know, when you get to our beautiful city and you rise in some part of the place, and we know that this here needs attention. I mean, it's horrible.
Robert, have y'all ever done, I've heard you mention it in the meetings, the different aldermen riding around. Have y'all done that?
Never have, Mayor. We have not done any of that. And all I do is every day is take pictures of things, and I'll email them to them.
But Mayor, here's my thing.
Okay.
We're spending $600,000 on a department. I want to know what all that department is doing now.
Okay.
Because we have increased the number of personnel there. I mean, it's a huge department now. They got their own special building, and why are we spending this much money? What are we getting out of it? I think we need to evaluate this department.
I agree, and probably want to do that in executive session at our September meeting, if y'all.
Well, if you could go in there and save $100,000 by trimming that department down, then you got money to spend on demolition.
That's exactly right. It may be a numbers game. Dominic, do you know the number of total employees with community development?
Don't pull that up on your screen.
Okay, thank you.
You just look at it on your other one.
So they had someone leave last week, so they're actually down in employees.
So what's the number, if you can count?
So the number right now is they have 7 people total.
Good God.
If they were full staff, it would be 8.
Oh, shit.
Oh, excuse me, we wasn't gonna cuss.
That wasn't me.
Me either,
Well, I'm
Paul.
shocked. But, okay, we're gonna address this, myself and the board.
All right, we put the 25 in there, but I'm also looking up in that 507 account. We've only spent 15,000. I know you've got 40,000 projected for the end of the year. Oh, do we have a lot going on right now, or did you just put a figure in there, Dominique?
I just put a figure in there.
Okay.
We'll have to ask Kenneth tomorrow. I feel like they usually do this later in the year.
You
But we'll
gotta
have
do
to
it.
ask Kenneth.
You gotta do it before it gets wet.
Yeah.
But I
But
mean,
gotta do it
even
by
at the
October
rate we're
1st.
on right now, we wouldn't spend but 22,000, which means we're not doing a whole lot.
Nah.
Yeah, well, I think we're gonna address that, it sounds like.
Okay. I'd rather have the money in there if we're going to address it, that we can get some of it cleaned up.
Okay,
Cemetery,
Okay.
really not much.
Yeah.
They have a new website, which has been great.
Who reads the cemetery website?
Listen, it's not a new website. I'm sorry, not a new website, but new software. That's what they have. And Benji has just been amazing. Like, you can use his iPad and Matt Graves, and
So
it's
you
really
can,
cool.
yeah. So you can make your reservation.
No doubt, on your iPad.
okay.
All right. Y'all see anything else on the
I
cemetery?
mean, it's pretty much
Dominique.
exactly where it was.
It's pretty
Dominique,
good.
Ted's got a question.
Yes,
On
sir.
on the cemetery down on West Lawn, have that property, one real estate within there, Miss Maggie Crawford was trying to sell that property down there. That property is still available to buy at West Lawn Cemetery.
I didn't think she ever came back to us.
I think it had tax liens and
Right,
such.
there were federal tax liens on that property.
So that property is not vacant now anymore? Or what?
It's available, but it's at an outrageous price because it's got federal tax liens, Ted.
Oh, okay then. All right. I know I never did.
Yeah,
Hear the end results of that.
yeah, it's federal tax liens against the landowner.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And then just as a reminder, you guys increased cemetery fees last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first time y'all did that in a few years. So.
Increasing cemetery fees.
So we still have a pretty good number of plots available, do we not?
Yeah, we should, Billy.
I thought we did.
What, didn't we increase like 300 a year ago?
Yeah, with the warrant, no, it was 150, I think, with the Warrenton property.
That's
Still
close.
Still enough fast, very fast.
West Lawn is filling up real fast.
Okay. Well,
Remember, that's the one they told us about 3 years ago, we needed some more space.
yeah, I think we may just have to find some more land. I think the land around it is landlocked and has these federal liens and all, so it may be, if we are getting low numbers, we need to look somewhere else for an appropriate place.
No, it makes you wonder. I don't know, and I don't know what the federal liens are for, or how much amount, what kind of figure it is, but if we could, I don't know, maybe Kirkland through Bill Crump to see, we need the cemetery space with y'all. It's not good for anything. Federal government's never gonna get anything out of it.
Never.
Release your liens
all right.
and let us have it for cemetery.
What's the date? When were those liens filed?
That was last year. The lady came to us about the property, was it not, Dominique?
That was Miss Crawford.
Yes.
Yeah, let me pull up my email here.
See what the date they were filed. They have a life of 10 years.
So it's 6 figures.
Wow.
So say
Wow.
what?
Wow.
We
What-
may, do we need to go into executive session for this?
I was just gonna ask you the
Yeah.
date they were filed.
Let me see, Mr. I think I can see it right here.
Nothing else is just make, when we go to executive session, let's make a talk about cemetery.
2018.
Oh, well then,
I mean, the piece of property ain't worth what the tax liens is what it sounds like.
Alderman Preval, I'm forwarding to you the tax lien.
thank you.
We'll discuss it in executive.
Slide on down.
All right. So we're in the airport now.
Yes.
Where is he traveling?
Well, he didn't go anywhere this year since everything was canceled due to COVID, but he goes to the big Mississippi airport conference and then he goes to the national.
Okay.
But that's, we want him there because that's where he meets up with all those.
That's where he gets every grant he applies
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
That guy's top shelf.
All right.
We get that back in grant.
I promise you.
His budget looks like it went down 20,000
Yeah.
from last year.
He was listening to the department head meeting when I said everybody needs to go down.
I
Y'all
don't,
good with that airport?
Well-
Groundskeeper, Mr. Ray kept his stuff pretty lame too, so.
Yeah, I saw there's a wage increase there. What's,
You know, that happened mid-year. You remember when you guys took everybody up from 925 to 11?
okay.
So that happened this fiscal week, when y'all did that.
Otherwise, no change.
Hey, Todd.
okay.
City beautification, that's the level from last year, y'all.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that? Y'all good with groundskeeper? Want to move on?
I'm good.
Street department. Usually this is bottom heavy with capital expenses. So we've got the street super papers in here that say, we do have the 250,000 for the roof. For the roof building up here.
I mean, you take it out one way or the other, it's gonna either go to a bond or we ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
Y'all want me to go ahead and move it to the bond?
Well, I
Put
mean,
it over there.
yeah, at least for now. I mean, it either gets done now or it gets done later, but it don't need to be in the current budget.
Right.
Kind of mower does he
I
want?
gotta say, what kind of mower now?
Man, that's gotta be a big mower because those trimmers can't be over about $300 a piece and a blower, two blowers, maybe 400, you know. So you got a $18,000 mower?
Let's see, let me pull it up.
Gotta be a big rider.
Must have a 12-foot cut.
11,000.
11, so good gracious, what is that?
I got one of those. That's a big ass mower.
Yeah, but
What?
I mean, so you got $9,000 in weed eaters and blowers? Good gracious.
He usually just keeps some money. Well, no, let me see. So these are the trimmers.
Okay, so now we're at 13,000. Where's the other $7,000?
I think that's just fluff.
It's fluff.
Yeah. 3 trimmers, 2 blowers. So yeah, I mean, it's just some padding in there. That's 1,900.
Yeah,
You want to just
19.
move it back to 13 then, Gary?
Well, 19 plus whatever that 11 was. Yeah. So just take 7,000 off of that number.
Before we buy that mower, I want to know what we're doing. That's a big mower.
Okay, let's mark that to ask tomorrow, Dominic.
A special training person, you reckon?
All right, now up at the top, you got general increases in several items.
Yeah, these are just, he would put like 1,000 or so, 10,000 here for contracted services, contract drainage. So it's just like 1,000 or so here. You just add them a little bit here, a little bit there. Hard.
All right. Moving along. Shop. The only thing that distorts that one is the air conditioner. Everything else is about the same.
The shop, can't that air go to bond and interest if we do it? That
Capital.
air conditioning unit, it could go to bond and interest if we're gonna do it. With that exhaust fan?
Yeah, because I guess it is a capital improvement, so yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's permanent improvements to the building, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a 10-year life, so it should be able to go to bond and interest.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to move both or just the AC?
Yeah, just move them both.
Yeah, both of them would have a 10-year life.
All right. Engineering.
Not a whole lot we can do with that. Where does that put that bottom line? Go down, yes, it's -6 still.
All right, now, I have a question. I don't know if it's appropriate to ask it now about how this relates to the water department. So can we save this to executive session? Because it may involve the lawsuit.
Okay.
Okay,
And I think my question will solve that negative number, Paul.
okay.
I think you're talking about this right here, maybe.
Oh, okay.
This has been 600,000 in the past.
Yeah, that's not the one I'm talking about, though.
Okay. All right.
Well, if you want to go to the water department, man,
Can we try to get Danny now?
we can look at everything there except getting into any specifics that might have to be discussed in executive session. All right, so these numbers in revenue, man, I don't even know how you come up with something like that because we're not even in the ballpark of where we used to be. In terms of consistency, which, you know, it's so hard to tell. So I guess you need to tell us how you came up with these numbers.
I just kept them the same from last year.
Okay. But I mean that last year's numbers were with non-functional meters.
Yeah, you know, we did a rate increase last year, and then you guys had put the money in there, you know, accounting for the new meters being installed, potentially seeing an increase there. So last year was very hopeful.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Maybe we can talk about that later. Matter of fact, can we, when we talk about this, Mayor, can we also get Josh on that? Oh, Mayor's gone. I'm looking at his chair. What I was going to suggest is that we get Josh in here to kind of bring us up to date. Maybe at the same time we have Danny at 1:15.
Which you know, if it, depending on how the sewer fund, how long it takes, you could probably go ahead and talk to him about engineering after that too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we can go on through this fund now. It's the revenue that we got to talk about. So let's just go through the departments here, see what they look like.
Okay.
I think we need to do budget by Zoom call every year.
No doubt.
I'm telling you, this has been so much better.
It's a whole lot easier.
All right, so one thing to notice too, this is phase 2 of the sewer fund, not sewer fund, but the wastewater treatment plant.
This is just our SRF money coming in to replace our cost.
Yes.
Okay.
For phase 2, but nothing has been spent yet, but
yeah, I got it.
The new money borrowed.
I got it.
Public Works Administration, this is Ray Bell, Miss Brandy, and Miss Connie. That's that department. The 3 people.
Yeah, he stayed pretty good here. Ray did good on this department.
Yeah. Water Department. This is 3 employees. You know, I'm not sure what we need to do about the Mueller website fee.
Well, let's talk. That's another legal discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course your big thing here is we got to come up with $204,000 to start paying off that new $2 million bond that we use to replace our water system. Yeah, that's the only big difference there. You can come on down. So the sewer pump maintenance, has he got a lot of money? I don't understand.
It's been 100,000 already this year.
Yeah, so for whatever reason, it seems like all of our pumps are malfunctioning at one time.
Well, they're getting old.
They're old, exactly.
They're getting old. That's the problem.
So because of that, this amount here is just a slew of service calls, repairs.
Kirk, we need to get our people in Washington to help us out because we got so many pumps going bad.
if Josh could send an email and help explain the situation, then we can do that.
Yeah, Dominic, make a note for, let's talk to, yeah. Read my mind.
All right. SRS payment.
Yeah, I mean, that's, our notes are going up because we're borrowing more money.
Mhm. But, I mean, it could be a few years out before that actually starts, so.
Yeah,
I thought we did this tractor. It was just another tractor discussion, but then we put that in this payment.
Yes, sir, we did. I
Okay,
had, yes.
we just don't know what the lease, what that amount.
This is the new lease amount per that amendment to the agreement that you guys approved last week. So
Okay,
the contract actually went down about 26,000.
and that does include the tractor already.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It looks like we're actually gonna finish ahead.
well, not really. We'll discuss that after lunch too.
All we got right now.
Yeah, we're good.
Where you wanna go? Well, that gets about it. What else?
Well, I mean, we can come close to finishing this thing up right now if y'all want to keep going, other than having a couple of discussions this afternoon. But I would,
Good.
I would suggest we go into executive session.
Do we need to go in now or do we need to go in after lunch? Or
If we want to talk about anything else in this water fund, we need to go in executive session because it involves this lawsuit.
Okay.
All right,
Let's
Kurt,
go ahead and do it. We got an hour. Let's.
I move we consider entering executive session to discuss litigation. with Seaman.
Kurt made the motion.
Aye.
Robert second. All in favor, say aye.
I move we enter executive session for the same purposes.
Kurt made the motion.
Aye.
Robert second. All in favor, say aye. We will now go in executive session.
All right, let me get us off of you.
Let her get off alive, yeah.
Here we are right there.